to the new art form. Makes me feel I belong to something.
Hey guys, welcome back to Habitual Crypto. My name's Dan, and today we're going to look at Bitcoin and if it's possibly rebounding from the previous dip there. And we'll also take a quick look at some of the big news that broke this weekend about some different companies and people investing in Bitcoin and crypto, as well as what the miners are doing as far as selling or holding on to their Bitcoin. And then we will do some technical analysis on a lot of charts. So if you guys have any requests, feel free to put them, write them in the chat, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. Can you guys hear me okay? I got a new mic. Try to take away any background noise. Just let me know if that's going good. And yeah, I'll turn the music on and we will start talking about, or we'll go right into the Bitcoin chart. Okay. Let me know. So yeah, we have the Bitcoin chart here. This was our previous pattern, which it did break down out of, but as you can see, if we extend this here, we did come back up and break out of this pattern, and now we're coming back down. Hopefully we can make support on here. We'll clean it up a little bit, but in the short term, let's take a look. If we go to the 1 hour chart here, we were able to break out and make a higher high than our previous highs, and now we are looking to make a higher low here. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens over the next few hours. Hopefully we can bounce off this support and keep moving up here. And if we take a look, zoom out a little bit, go to the 4 hour, see if we're doing the same thing. We were able to come up and make a higher high here, and now it's the same sort of thing. We were able to make a higher high on the 4 hour, and we're gonna have to wait and see if this holds. If we can make a lower low or a higher low, we'll see if this is going to go even higher or consolidate here. But kind of, if we can make a higher low here, that's just more certification that we might be making a strong bottom here, which a lot of us are hoping. If we look, if we go out to the 12 hour, we'll see we were able to make a higher high, but now we are back tracing a little bit. But again, we'll see if we can we aren't closing a higher high from where this candle ended yet, but we'll see where we end up here. There is some slight bullish divergence on the RSI here from, we chart this out from here to here, and then this is it's very slight. It is a lower high, but it is very close to being just straight across there, even though we have a lower high here. So we'll see what happens with that. But looking at the, we'll go back in and look at the bigger trend here on the 1 hour. I mean, obviously this is pretty, you know, short term, and we don't know what's going to happen here, but if we are able to kind of hold here, there's a good chance we can go up, and this is going to be a big resistance here at around 52,000. That's what we really need to confirm, and we need to break this and possibly you know, close the day above 52,000 to confirm that we are most likely going to continue this uptrend, and there is also a good possibility we get rejected and have to do some more consolidation. And we'll draw this out here. So we're going to be keeping an eye on this channel in the short term. Hopefully we can make a higher low here, and this is kind of a good, you know, if we erase this line and just do more of a horizontal line there, it seems like it's kind of using this you know, as a marker around the $48,000 level, and we are breaking below the 9-day EMA, so hopefully we get a bounce right off of the 21-day, that's or the 21-hour EMA. We have used it as support once on this pump up here, but we'll keep an eye on that. I did want to talk about some news here. We have Glassnode. So this is the mining, what miners are doing as far as selling or holding their Bitcoin, and as you can see, since January, mid-January, they were selling at record levels here, and the good news is, you know, that has finally peaked green here, or it switched green, so we are going to they are now accumulating Bitcoin, so they're kind of building up their reserves, you could say, which is a really good sign, because they most likely were having a big responsibility in these dips happening. So they were definitely part of causing these dips, as well as other things, but they do need to sell, you know, every once in a while to pay for their expenses. So it's understandable, but hopefully there isn't too much manipulation going on with that. Some other bullish news, though. There's a lot of bullish news in Bitcoin this past weekend and today. This is nothing confirmed yet, but Twitter announces $1.25 billion in convertible notes offering. So basically, we don't know what they're going to be using this money for, but you know, rumors are, and you know, we know Jack Dorsey is a big Bitcoin, the CEO of Twitter is a big Bitcoin promoter, so he owns it himself, and he's been very optimistic about it. So there's a good chance that he will, you know, he's possibly convinced everybody on the board that they should do what similar to what Tesla did and get a piece of Bitcoin as, you know, a hedge for their holdings right now. And this is not confirmed yet, but I would be surprised if the majority of this money isn't used to buy Bitcoin. So we'll see what happens with that. We'll keep an eye on that. And the next piece of news is Citibank coming out and saying that basically Bitcoin is at a tipping point, and it could end up being the choice for international trade. Right now, most trade is done with the dollar, and you know, we have to see what happens, but that would be pretty crazy and pretty awesome if Bitcoin became the world choice currency for trade. And you know, it's something that one of the benefits is that no one country can kind of manipulate the currency, because no country owns that currency. And you know, again, we have to see what happens, but Citibank, you know, has, you know, some, seems like smart people working for it, and you know, they if Bitcoin becomes this, it would be, they say, a massive transformation of cryptocurrency into the mainstream. Basically, countries would not have a choice but to get involved and to you know, start claiming, you know, some stake in cryptocurrency, so especially Bitcoin. So it's just more, you know, there's been a lot of FUD going around, a lot of you know, Bitcoin's going to $1, Bitcoin's going to 0, you know, because of a 20% dip. There's a good chance this dip could go even lower to 30%, and that wouldn't really be a big deal. It went down 30% multiple times in the last bull run, and then continued to go make higher highs. So this is all part of the process. It's nothing to be, you know, scared of, and nothing to go panic sell any of your crypto over. Not financial advice, but it tends to be when Bitcoin is down 20% for the week, that is not the best time to sell. You want to sell when you're feeling really good about the price. If you need to sell and take some profits, that's when you want to do that. So you know, if I plan on taking any profits, it's going to be the next time we're up making higher highs, not anytime, you know, while we're down here. So we'll see what happens with that. And I don't know how many of you guys watch Shark Tank, but Kevin O'Leary reverses stance on Bitcoin, says crypto is here to stay, invests 3% of his portfolio. Down below it says how he previously called cryptocurrency garbage. And really the same with Mark Cuban. He compared Bitcoin. He said he'd rather buy bananas than Bitcoin at one point. And now Mark Cuban is been just out there a lot talking about Ethereum, DeFi, and NFTs, and you know, promoting it on Twitter and you know, all over the place. So now Kevin O'Leary is getting into it. He's a billionaire and he's putting 3% of his holdings in not only Bitcoin but Ethereum as well. So I think maybe he's been talking to Mark Cuban a little bit. Probably doesn't have to, but he says the volatility sickens me, but I'm getting used to it. So he's, you know, I think he's always been a little more conservative, wants to make sure he gets his money back in anything he's investing at the very least, if not 10 times that. So, you know, I think this is a very good sign. I think he's kind of old school, and, you know, it's just another one of those old school investors kind of flipping the script a little on Bitcoin, and you know, they're now fearful of missing out on a potentially huge investment. Rather, that fear of missing out is now outweighing the fear of losing some. I think Bitcoin is, you know, getting to be a lot more, people are now accepting it more worldwide, and especially in the institutions, which once enough institutions come around, it's going to be hard for countries to kind of, you know, try to regulate it too hard, which was a concern of O'Leary. I know he said, I believe he said something about, yeah, Canada and Swiss and many other, Canadian, Swiss, and many other regulators have done a 180 on Bitcoin. This is a game changer for my investors and for many investors, including me. So basically he's saying a few of the big companies in finance are now, you know, saying it's okay to buy Bitcoin, it's okay to invest in Bitcoin. We're even gonna, you know, allow it on our major exchanges. So I think he sees that as it's not going to be shut down by government. So now he's willing to risk 3%, and then he says possibly 5% is the maximum. And I wouldn't be surprised if that 3% gets up to 5% really quickly, once he sees some of the gains that he can make. And the final thing I wanted to look at before we get to the charts is that Congress is moving ahead with stimulus checks, and that money, you know, they're hoping to pass it by March 14th, because that's when unemployment benefits run out. So that's kind of a deadline that they are setting, and we'll see if they're able to get it through by then. But that would mean most people would receive it this month, which is $1,400 per person, but it's also $1,400 per dependent as well. So, you know, a family of 4 would be getting $5,600, which, you know, that's going to be a lot of money. I know most people need it to pay bills and whatnot, but I'm sure a lot of people that receive this that are in the crypto community are going to be buying crypto with it. And I think, that's happened before with the stimulus checks. A lot of $1,200 Bitcoin buys when that first check came out. So I wouldn't be surprised if that happens again. But we'll see. We're gonna keep an eye, keep you updated every Monday through Thursday, 3:30 to 5:30, guys. I'll be here streaming, and we'll give you the Bitcoin news as well as we'll go over all the charts and do technical analysis for any coins you guys want. So if you like the content, please subscribe, hit that like button and the bell button, and yeah, let me know if you need any coin requests in the chat. Alright, here we go. So yeah, let's get back to the charts, guys. This is Bitcoin at the moment. This is the descending wedge that is now formed. We have, this could, you know, keep continuing up right now and break that. It looks like it's trying to make support here from some previous resistance. And we'll have to see. Then we'll have another, you know, we're gonna have to break 52,000 and really hold that, close a day above that for us to really go up higher, you know, this week. I think that needs to happen. Otherwise, we might, this could last a month or two, you know, this consolidation. It's probably not likely, but you know, my first analysis was that we were going to range between 52 and 45,000 for a week or two. That's what I thought would happen. So far we're doing that, but we'll see if we did come down to 43. That was a low, but we're able to get above it and making higher highs on the hourly chart here. So and the 4 hours. So that's looking good. We'll keep an eye on this throughout the stream. But let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum, which has not been doing as well. But let's see here. We are at $1,519 right now. If we zoom in here, looks like we just broke out from a descending wedge here, broke up, so that's good. And yeah, Ethereum, you know, it's going to do what Bitcoin does most likely, unless Bitcoin really just kind of stays around where it is for a long time. I think Ethereum and most of the alts will kind of follow Bitcoin. I think some alts are going to start moving every day. The more Bitcoin just kind of stays in a safe area, as long as it's not dropping too fast or too much. All of the alts, I think, will start to gain some dominance, and we'll look at the Bitcoin dominance chart. But Ethereum seems to be normally it's the first alt to kind of get that pump, but that has not been the case this bull market yet. I hold Ethereum. I'm a big believer in Ethereum. I think it just has some with the gas fees, a lot of people have just turned to other options for the time being, but it's very possible. I know Optimism, which is a layer 2 roll-up, which Ethereum will use to kind of get those gas fees down. They're launching this month, and they've been testing with Synthetics, the DeFi coin, for a few months now, I believe, and they're going to do some more phases with Synthetics this month, and if everything goes well and everything's working right, they're going to launch to their main net, and Ethereum could very well use that. I know that was the plan, and we'll see if they can use that. It could bring gas prices down enough where people, flood back to Ethereum. I know Cardano is now, for the first time, allowing smart contracts on their they're able to use that now. So we'll take a look at Cardano too, but Cardano has had a great run in the past couple months, and it may be Ethereum's, I wouldn't suggest selling all of your Ethereum and putting it in Cardano right now. I don't think that's, not financial advice, but that's not the way I would play this. Ethereum is still due its big pump, and I think it will get it, especially if there's any big news with the optimism roll-ups, and if that all goes smoothly, I think we'll see a really big gains for Ethereum, kind of catching up to Bitcoin's percentage in gains. So we'll see. But just taking a look at the long term, Ethereum came down, and it made support on its previous resistance or previous support levels here. So let's just draw that out. And just kind of came back and tested that, and now we have another support level right about there. We'll see. It looks like we might come back down, but if we can keep kind of just climbing this ladder, if we can keep climbing this ladder and making new highs here, and Bitcoin either goes up or settles down, and people feel safe pulling their profits out, I think a lot of that money will go back into Ethereum, because people are looking at it as a very undervalued coin right now. And if it gets any positive news, that's just going to help even more. So we'll keep an eye on this. It just broke out of this descending wedge, so we'll see. Draw this here. We'll see what happens here. And then let's take a look at the Bitcoin dominance. So we talked about this a lot, Bitcoin dominance, and it did dip below this like 3-year This white line here is like a 3-year support level, and you know, it broke out, but it was kind of a fake out, came back up, and we've been bouncing on it, but things are tightening up here, you can see, and if we're not able to, you know, if it's not able to hold here, we have one more resistance point around 60.8, and we'll see if it breaks these two. I'm expecting you know, the alts to kind of have a good run for however long it lasts. But overall, my targets for Bitcoin dominance are you know, I'm expecting it to end up somewhere around here between 50 and 51 eventually over this bull run. I think there's a good chance we get down here, and then we'll have to see from there. It went down to 35% in 2017, so going to 50 I think is very, very likely throughout this bull run. And you can see, even with all of this volatility in Bitcoin, Bitcoin dominance has stayed roughly between 61 and 63 this whole week. So it's not, you know, when we saw moves like this in previous, you know, last year, Bitcoin dominance would drop way more than, or it would go up way more because people were just putting everything in. Even up here, there was, you know, big moves that held, not just these wicks that only last, you know, an hour or two, but we'll see. This is tightening up. I would expect, you know, I'm kind of hoping that we're able to break this and the alts can kind of go free there. So we'll keep an eye on Bitcoin dominance. Let's look at the graph having a huge breakout right now. This was around 11. This morning it started to move, and it's still going. You can see we broke out of this this descending triangle and made support a couple times, and on the second time we kind of used it. It confirmed to enough traders, and now we're bouncing up. Have some resistance here around the $19 or the $1.90 mark. We'll see if this continues to you know, keep going up here. I mean, this was the Bitcoin drop here, so hopefully the graph took a big drop. Hopefully it can get up to back up to these previous highs here. And we'll take a look at Link USD. We've been looking at Link a lot. Yeah, Link has not been that impressive in the past week. Let's look at the 4-hour. There's definitely some divergence here making you know, lower highs here on Link in price, kind of moving sideways, and then we're making higher highs and higher lows on the RSI, so there is some divergence there. It's definitely some clear divergence. So yeah, we'll see if Link can make a move here. Link's kind of in the same boat as Ethereum. Kind of hasn't really, you know, it's been doing well, but just not having that huge pop that a lot of the previous or a lot of the other big coins have had. For example, Aave. So Cardano, we'll look at that, and we'll see what it's kind of having a slight pullback here. This is on the 4-hour. So I mean, we made that Bitcoin dip barely affected Cardano. It basically just went down to its previous level of support and then came right back up and just went on another run, making all-time highs at $1.50. So it did have a sharp pullback after that, back down to its previous all-time high, which we have here as support, and then it was able to make that support, and now it's kind of holding at 129. And we could draw this out here. So we'll see. Cardano has had a lot of good news lately. A lot of the times, it's having a hard fork today, so it's there was a lot of news, kind of rumors, and that rumors can cause a pump a lot of times and then sell the news, like right here, on the days that it actually happens. But this also could have just been a simple pullback because it had been going so crazy, and it rebounded, nicely, and now there's probably going to be another move here, up or down, obviously, but I would not be surprised if Cardano keeps this going, because it has a lot of momentum right now. It has a lot of people talking about it, a lot of interest in it, because Ethereum has been struggling. People are looking for another either investment or another avenue to create projects or use projects, use exchanges, things like that. So we'll see what happens with this. I wouldn't be surprised if it breaks up. Then again, it's been on a tear, so you know, I think it's went up 300% just this year. So you know, if it's not able to hold this, maybe, you know, we're going to go back down and test some of these supports again. But we'll see. It was able to get up even today, just a few hours ago, to test this again. So we'll see. We'll take a look at banned USD. My favorite Pokemon, probably I mean, I was into Pokemon a long time ago, and when that one movie came out, was it Mewtwo? But I like Bulbasaur too, so it's probably, yeah, we can check out Verge. Ridvan. Welcome back, Ridvan. Let's check out Verge. Yeah, I saw some of the clips from the Bonley, the Logan Paul. It was pretty cool when they were opening the packs. Some of the, when he got Charizard and stuff. So this is what you wanted, Ridvan, right? Verge here. And what did this just get listed on Bittrex? Or was this on, is there a better exchange with more data here. Let's see. I'll look it up real quick. So it is on Binance. It's probably the same. Oh, here we go. It must have just got listed on Bittrex. Oh yeah, this is I mean this, you know, this chart actually doesn't look that bad. You know, obviously it didn't live up to the potential that you're talking about. Yeah, we can look at Chainlink, but you know, it is making some progress here, and there's not going to be, if it does ever break out, there's not going to be a lot of resistance really until the 0.87, about 6x from where it is now. Yeah, that's I mean, this, you know. Alright, let's look at Link. Yeah, so Link has been struggling a little bit, a little bit more than a lot of the other, you know, top 30 coins, I would say. About, you know, it seems like 30% of them are doing kind of what Link's doing, and you know, it did make all-time highs not that long ago, but it didn't quite rebound yet from the Bitcoin drop. This is the daily, so you know, in the short term, let's go to the 15-minute, see if we're making progress there. So we got this is pretty much the lowest. Today, you know, we're making higher high, or a higher low, higher high from this morning, lower high, you know, but then we made a lower low here, so we might be consolidating again. We're in this channel. Let's go to the hourly. On the hourly, you know, we were making progress, but then it dipped even lower, really staying in this channel, and it kind of hit it right here, and You know, it looks like it might be switching here. If we extend this out, this is what you have to break. If you can break this level, and then the 29 resistance here, these are the two levels you're looking at. If you can break these, and I think that will happen with Bitcoin kind of seeming like it at least isn't going to go much lower, you know, than 43 again. It might hit like 42, but I don't really see Bitcoin. I think we're now moving towards the upswing. Yeah, and if we could break here, then we got to break $29.35. That's where we topped out earlier after this drop. You know, and then we have a few more. But if we do the Fibonacci retracement here, because we have a clear top and bottom, you can see we got up to the 0.5, and that's normally, if you can't break above there, you're going to come down and test some of these other spots. So you really want to break this 0.5 and hold like a 4-hour candle, close a 4-hour candle, or a daily candle would be even better. If you can break basically around 29, if you could break 29 and hold a daily candle there, then you're just, you know, hoping to keep stepping up those rungs, you know, like these ladder rungs here, and then eventually get back up to where you were. But you're basically been staying in this area here, and you know, you have a few different resistance markers you got to break. But if Bitcoin settles down, I think a lot of the altcoins will move, especially since let's go check on Bitcoin again. Yeah, I mean, if Bitcoin can continue this momentum up, there's a good chance we can keep going here. So if that is the bottom, if this is the bottom, then, you know, our goal would be to get above 5,000 here, above the 0.5. If we can close above here, that's going to give a lot of traders some confidence that this move will keep going up. So there's a few different points here too, but I wouldn't be surprised if we, you know, come back down, maybe test the 0.236 and keep going up. Cheers, man. Let's see what coins are moving today. Flow Labs, which created NBA Top Shots, which has been going crazy in the NFT space. Millions and millions of dollars spent on those digital trading cards. Not much I could do here besides maybe a Fibonacci. Pancake swap. Look at that. Pancake swap. Having a good day. But possibly still in this okay, so it finally broke out, made support, and that's why we're having this move up today. Man, it came down quite a bit, all the way back to its previous all-time high. Not a bad entry if you're able to get in over here. Let's look at Binance Coin 2. look at Raven Coin, which has been going pretty crazy. Almost a 4x in a couple days.
It's not too late. It's not too late.
XLM Stellar. Looks like it's tightening up. A lot of these coins have made similar moves already. Like BNB, for instance, broke out of its formation here and had a nice 20% day today. So I'm trying to find some of the projects that have not broken out yet. Cosmos looks pretty good. I mean, if Bitcoin's going up, there's not much reason to believe a lot of these alts won't, especially some of the bigger ones, and Cosmos has been tightening up here, and it has a strong support down here around $14.80. So even if it did break down, it would be a, you know, it most likely will have support here again. But if it breaks up, there's some room to run. And this is on the 4-hour. We have lower highs and higher lows. So lower highs, and then we have, yeah, not much difference there. Engine having a really good day, breaking all-time highs again today, a few hours ago. And now it's coming to test, you know, it did come back down and broke previous all-time high back down below it, but trying to come back up here. Latomex, I use LA to Mex. I use Binance and Uniswap mainly. But I mean, on the trading view, I can chart pretty much any exchange. If there's a specific coin you want to look at. Engine, if it can hold here, it's most likely gonna, you know, it could go into price discovery mode here. It's been in this range for quite a while, and I was finally able to break all-time highs, and it's moving as we speak. engine, again, part of the NFT space, which has been doing very well lately. So take a look at synthetics. We have a little divergence here on the 1 hour. I mean, it's making higher highs, making higher highs and higher lows, but staying pretty equal from here to here, making I mean, that's bullish, making higher lows, and then, you know, basically staying straight, staying flat here with your lows on the RSI. Is a good sign. Might be able to break up here. what's the cryptocurrency? We're able to break up out of this descending wedge here and possibly make support on it, but we got to break this other resistance here, which was hit about three times, 4 times, and now it's as support in the past, and now it's acting as resistance. So we keep butting up against it. Failed. Coming back up, and we'll see if now that we've broken this line, if that will help push us over. Take a look at Kusama. Aava's pumping. Let's take a look. Yeah, so this is a 4 hour. Let's go to a 30 minute. Yeah, Mr. Pepsi. Looks like, you know, we're still on this channel, so we got to see. We have to break, you know, if this was to come up here soon, it would be around $1.33, $1.34. I think once you can break out of this, you're going to see a big candle up if it's, you know, if we break up. And yeah, I was talking about this before. I don't think it's going to be too surprising if we do break up, because Aava's got a lot of momentum going here. And let's look at long-term. The hard fork just went online. That's really good that it's let's go back in here. It's really good that it's not dropping because of that. Sometimes when the event actually happens, you know, all of this buildup was rumors, and sometimes when the news and the event actually happens, everyone sells the news, but yeah, it is pumping here. Yeah, let's hope we could break 133, 134. I think you might see another leg up for Aave if that happens. And if we do a Fibonacci for the recent sell-off, which really wasn't even that bad compared to a lot of other alts, see what kind of targets we're looking at here. So about, you know, assuming we can get back up and break all-time highs, you're looking at $1.70 and about, you know, probably $2. You know, this is $2.02, but I would bet the psychological level of $2 is going to be big. But I mean, you know, we'll see how high we could go with this, but it looks like besides 150, the next big spot would be the traders are probably looking at is 170. Yeah, I mean, you might have gotten late for this run, but let's hope you know, this bull market, ADA might get up to $10, so we'll see. Although it's done very, very well this whole year, so better than most coins, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, you see we hit that 786, or not the 78, the 5, the 0.5 Fibonacci level almost perfectly from the bottom here, which is always a big, you see it's kind of acted as resistance a few times. But if we do break out of the triangle, if we're able to, I would expect, you know, getting right back up probably to the 76 level up here, $1.42. We'll check back in on ADA. If you guys like the content, please follow or subscribe and hit that like button. I appreciate it. And if there's any other coins you want to see, let me know. We'll check them out. No problem, Mr. Pepsi. We could look at that. I have some of my portfolio in GRT too. Looking really good today. Yeah, graph is a needed. It's kind of like Chainlink, as in the sense that a lot of projects need certain data, and like Chainlink's an oracle, and there's other oracles obviously that can get that data, but Chainlink is the king of oracles right now, whereas graph is in a separate category and there isn't much competition. So I think graph is going to do very well. It can be used by a lot of projects, and like I said, there isn't as much competition as in the oracle space, so I think it's gonna do pretty well. Let's see, got some resistance here. drop here. Let's do a Fibonacci for yeah, I think we're definitely gonna hit, you know, we should get up to the $1.93. I would expect to hit some resistance at. But overall, broke out of this descending wedge here and finally made support on it a couple times, and this kind of gave confidence to the trader, and you know, there we go. Big run today, close to 20%. And it stinks because Bitcoin caused this drop here when it might have went up, holding till $3. Yeah. Now I don't think you're gonna have a problem there. I'm if we go to the Bitcoin dominance chart, I've been trying to talk about this a lot. We'll zoom out here. This is where we bottomed out, the beginning of 2018, the end of the bull run, the start, you know, not this, the start of the bear market really for Bitcoin. And this is where altcoins peaked though. This is Bitcoin dominance. So Bitcoin dominance hit a low of around 35%. And now we came up over a few years, topped out in September 2019, and on the way we hit here, and then we came back down and hit here last summer, but we used it as support and came up here and kind of had another top around the same exact spot, around 73%, and that's, you know, it seems to be that's a pretty strong resistance now for Bitcoin dominance. There's kind of too many projects in cryptocurrency. There's a lot more competition now, so I don't think I don't see Bitcoin holding more than 73% of all the money in crypto ever again, to be honest. Not financial advice, but that's how I look at it. And coming in just, you know, on the way down since September 2019, we've made this support here for, you know, it's another support for basically where altcoins have bounced back up. And what I see is us hitting this again, and if we zoom in here, we basically have this resistance at around 61%, and then this, you know, 3-year long resistance where we hit here, here, and here. And now we're hitting again for the 4th time and it has been a lot of touches on this line here. We'll go into the and we hit, you know, we did get down. This was the lowest we've gotten so far, almost to 60%, but we came back up, hit again, hit again, hit again, hit again, and now I mean, hi guy, if we're able to, through all the volatility that's happened with Bitcoin over the past, you know, 5 days, Bitcoin dominance had a few little spikes, but people are not rushing to take their money out of alts and put it into Bitcoin. Like, I think patience is the game you want, because if we are able to break through these two resistance levels, I think we will see a pretty stark drop here. Probably get down to like 57 and consolidate more, but eventually I think we're heading down to about 51. And if that's the case, I think a lot of alts are going to do very well compared to Bitcoin. So yes, I look at my dollar worth in my portfolio, but I care more about my Bitcoin pairings, to be honest. I want to accumulate as much Bitcoin as possible. So that's kind of how I play the game. And I'm seriously hoping that we can break through this, and because a lot of my portfolio is in alts. And even if, you know, if Bitcoin stays around ranging between like 52,000 and yeah, so I like the DeFi space right now. Aave, synthetics, they've taken they've had big retraces. So not financial advice, but in my opinion, they're at a very discounted price, even compared to a lot of other alts, because they kind of had a boom a couple months ago, and then it's kind of been downward since. AMP, kind of like the top coins in the DeFi sector. I looked at. Then I'm also I really like Polkadot and Kusama. As far as a, you know, competitor to ETH, but it's also going to be interoperable. But a lot of projects are headed towards, you know, are getting started on Polkadot, and you know, they're still in their early stages, yet the coins have been doing very well. I have a little bit in Cardano, kind of just like as a hedge for ETH, but I hold a lot of ETH as well. ETH is one of my biggest bags, because I think long term, you know, it may surprise people when it does get that big boom and catch up percentage wise to what Bitcoin has done and what Cardano and Polkadot have done. And then what else do I hold? Let me see here. I hold Graph, Link, I hold ID, which is like the Everest project. I hold a couple that can only really be bought on Uniswap. ID, D as in dog. It's on Uniswap, yeah. but the chart looks really nice. A lot of those coins have, you know, if you are patient, I don't really purchase anything right off when it's listed, but you know, if you're patient enough, you can see these big low use kind of form. Ada. Let's see if it's still in the so I wouldn't panic just yet. Mr. Pepsi. Oh yeah, you got to remember, Mr. Pepsi, that the trading, I guess trading wasn't halted. I don't think, actually. But let's go to the 15-minute here. I mean, I wouldn't worry yet, Mr. Pepsi. Trading ceased. Yeah, I'm not sure if trading ceased. I think just withdrawals and deposits of ADA, they paused that. I'm not totally positive on that, but I thought trading was still going to continue, unless they stopped it like very recently just for the fork. I know they stopped any withdrawals and deposits a little while ago. Yeah, I mean, I think if Ethereum, you know, keeps, you guys should watch out for optimism roll-ups. You guys should watch out for optimistic. It's optimism is the company, but they're doing optimistic roll-ups for, which could be a layer 2 solution for Ethereum, and it's being tested on synthetics this month. It's already been being tested, but more phases are being tested this month. And if everything goes great, they're going to launch mainnet Optimism will, and Ethereum has said that's like one of the ways they're going to like use a layer 2 solution. So which would I think would give Ethereum a huge boost. Not financial advice, but something to keep an eye on. And I'm going to be Synthetics is a derivatives DeFi. Let me pull it up here. Like Aave is for lending in DeFi. Synthetics is for derivatives. So it's just like another financial industry that's moving into the decentralized space. And it's SNX and this is one that I think has hit probably one of, you know, if you look at it had a big run up. I can delete some of this. But let's see how much we've come back down. So it's had, no, I'm doing that the wrong way. It's had roughly a 50%, like 50 to 55% pullback from its all-time highs, and I think that's turning around now. It hit support, you know, around this congestion here, and it's one of the top DeFi plays. It's the same kind of looking graph for Aave, and I think they're going to do Optimism doesn't have I don't believe they have a token. They are a layer 2 solution though, kind of like Matic. Basically for the short term, they want to be the solution to ETH's problems with the high gas fees until Ethereum 2.0 is, you know, launched in full. So it's kind of more news you want to keep up on. But if everything works great with synthetics testing it out, and this is all this month, then I think there's going to be, you know, a big move for Ethereum if that. Yeah, here you go. Yeah, they raised $25 million, and it's led by A16Z, which I guess is a good, a well-known like person in the crypto community. But basically the aim of boosting scalability of Ethereum, it's a scaling solution that aggregates transactions onto layer 2 protocol. It will basically really help with Ethereum's high costs, and I think that can switch the whole kind of messaging that's going around right now, like Ethereum is dead. I don't think that's the case whatsoever. They've been building on Ethereum for years now. Like most of DeFi was built on Ethereum. A lot of the NFT space was built on Ethereum. They, you know, it's not like Cardano, you know, can just come in and companies are just going to change their code and move to Cardano. I don't think it's that easy. It takes time and a lot of work. So I think most projects are going to stay patient and just wait till Ethereum's ready, while hopefully, you know, hopefully this can be one of the solutions that helps a lot with a lot of the problems. So I just keep an eye on it. And I stream Monday through Thursday from 3:30 to 5:30, and I'll go over any major news within the first like 15-20 minutes. I'll talk about that and the Bitcoin chart, and then it's 5:26 right now. I'm on the East Coast. Well, I've been in the crypto, you know, community for like 5 to 6 years now. I know, you know, my technical analysis is I'm educating myself every day, but I know, you know, I'm mediocre at it to good, I would say, and trying to get better and better, but I know a lot about most cryptocurrencies, and so, you know, a lot of TA guys might be a little better at TA, but they don't know a lot about crypto. They're just more about the charts. So thanks, man, appreciate it. Yeah, we'll take one last look at the Bitcoin chart. Looks like that's today, so doing good. We made a higher high on the 4-hour here, and we're hoping Bitcoin, you know, to change the 4-hour trend at least. We just want to make a higher high or a higher low than roughly 43,000. So that's the first step. Make a higher low there, and then, you know, keep going up, because on the 12-hour, I mean, the 12-hour, you know, we have some work to do. I think what Bitcoin needs to do to really cement a reversal here is you got to close a day above 52,000. Thanks, Glorbnort. No, I'm not in Canada. You want to close the day above 52,000. That should cement our kind of reversal here. It might take some time, but as long as we're making higher highs, higher lows on, you know, the 4-hour, we're doing that now. You know, then hopefully the 12-hour gets there, then the daily, and then, you know, the weekly. You want to just keep the hourly change, then the 4 hours. So we're making the right moves. It's just got to keep going. But if it stays around here, guys, and it stays like safe enough where people feel comfortable, you know, putting their money, moving their money to the altcoins, we might have a little mini alt season. So that's what I'm hoping for. But we'll see. And yeah, let's see here. Look at ADA one more time. Yeah, we're still looking good, Mr. Pepsi, if you're still there. Yeah, looks like it might even be starting to move back up. So we'll see about that. But I'm going to leave you guys with my intro video, and I'll see you tomorrow at 3:30 on Raven. Yeah, I think I could look really quick because I was looking at it earlier. Because I had I held some Raven, you know, back in the last summer, and of course I mean, you would have had to been really patient. I would have had to be really patient because it literally just a few days ago, or like 2 weeks ago, really took off. I mean, it went crazy. So I have to find out why that was, but I think Raven still looks really nice because it just, you know, broke this trend, you know, this trend line. Actually it broke here and then kind of made support, but once it cemented support here, like, that's when it really took off here. But I think there's no reason, if we stay bullish in general with Bitcoin, that Raven won't come back up and test its all-time highs. So I could do a quick fib retracement here. Hold on. Let's erase this. Kind of give you an idea of what so yeah, you can see we came up and now we're making this first 0.236 Fibonacci retracement. We're making a support here, so you know, you kind of want to, best case scenario, you get up above the 0.5 right here, around 20 cents. You want to get up and make that support, and if that happens, I think there's a very good chance eventually you get to all-time highs. Not financial advice, but that's what I would expect here. So because that was a big retracement, but there's no reason in a bull market, you know, and especially with this kind of move, that it's just going to sit around here. I think it's looking good. If I had seen this, I probably would have taken a position because, you know, it was pretty obvious once it broke this big descending triangle that it was going to pop up. Oh, nice. All right, guys. I'll see you tomorrow at 3:30.